nice hat.
Hey, a hat.
Hats off! Get the hats! Get the hats!
Hats. You need hats.
We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Well-Hatted Cinema Club. I'm Eric, joined as always by my incredibly handsome co-host. Give it up for Micah and Brian. Look at these guys, man. Wow, look at us. Guys, it's great to be back with y'all. I do have a confession to make. I cheated on y'all this week. I was asked to come on to come be a guest on another podcast recently.
Zach?
A friend from high school when we met at the reunion, the CMO Speaks podcast. A couple of buddies from high school, John included. We talked the Odyssey, all things Christopher Nolan. It was an absolute blast, a ton of fun. Big shout out to the CMO Speaks pod for having me on, and let me plug our own pod. So hopefully we have some new viewers from over there coming over and checking us out. So welcome to the Well-Hatted Cinema Club.
Do they have more than 98 subscribers?
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah. And I just said we're at 99. We're at 99. So someone could be our lucky 100th subscriber. We'd really appreciate it. But we have our own Odyssey episode from last week now live on Spotify and YouTube. So if y'all want to go check out our thoughts, go on, check that out at Well-Hatted Cinema Club, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. Shout out to Micah for editing and running the ship on our YouTube channel. Again, we're one off that 100 subscriber mark, so we're looking forward to that. And Brian for running our short form on Instagram and TikTok. So, guys, I'm really excited to talk about this week's movie of the week, though, with you guys. I'll kick it over to you, Micah.
Sure. We watched.
I'm going to let it know this was Micah's pick.
All right. Calm down.
I want conversation.
Honestly, before we get there, thinking of this director and probably most well-known, most well-liked movie, Drive, and that iconic song from Drive. Kaminsky died today. Very sad.
Oh, he did?
He made the Drive song, and also one of my favorite songs.
That song,
Odd Look. Yeah, but anyway, movie of the week, Her Private Hell from Nicholas Winding Refn. And it stars Sophie Thatcher, Charles Melton, Havana Roselou, someone I'd never seen before, Christine Forseth.
Is she the blonde girl?
Yeah, she's she's
Yeah,
we'll get that.
we'll get
It's
that.
she's the one who's like all about the leather man. So this is Her Private Hell, a movie about actress played by Sophie Thatcher named Elle, and she is a part of a movie, I think, being produced by her father, and you meet these other actresses, and before he leaves, which makes Elle very sad, he tells all the girls the story of the Leatherman, a father looking for his daughter, but if he sees you, he's going to kill you with his leather diamond-studded gloves. And he comes out of this mist, and then we flash to what I assume is the past, where we see a parallel story that's led by Charles Melton's character, Private K, and he plays an American GI in Japan, and he is a savior of women, a violent savior of women, and he fights the Yakuza to save some women, and then the stories kind of blend together at the end, which we'll get to. I don't think it's the one you can really spoil.
Yeah.
Eventually they defeat the Leatherman. What did you guys think? Because to follow some advice we've got, I guess I'll play devil's advocate. Leatherman's advocate.
Eric, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, I'll just tell you about my theater experience, because it sounds like we all had somewhat similar theater experiences. This movie came out this last weekend. Barely any showings by in this area. So the showing I went to was a 9:30 showing on Monday, in Shirlington, Micah, which I never really ever go to.
I went there for boosters, and it smelled like weed, and it was dirty and gross.
Yeah. And so I went in there. I wasn't expecting anyone to be in there, and I was exhausted. I think the weekend and Mike sleeping on a pull-out couch caught up with me. So I'm sitting down. I'm kind of tweaking out a little bit because I have never really been in a theater by myself.
Weird.
And then they play the Insidious trailer, and I knew nothing about this movie going in.
Neither did I. In my defense,
nothing.
No, didn't know anything. I'm like, so I'm like, oh, I have no idea what this is. They started playing a ton of horror movie trailers. I'm like, is this a scary movie? And I'm like, do I really want to do this right now? And I'm sitting there, and then I'm like expecting it to just be me. And then I thought I had good spatial awareness. All of a sudden, there's a hand on my seat behind me, and I tweak. And it's like this couple I came and sat down.
Insane move.
Yeah, right behind me. And in a very small theater. So I'm all right. So we get 20 minutes in. I'm already bored and tired. And this couple stands up and walks out. They're just like, I could hear she's like, I don't like this. And she just walks out. They just walk out. I'm like, all right, you got a full thing of popcorn, but you walk out. So then I'm sitting there by myself again, and I'm tired and I'm kind of tweaking. And then the first Leatherman murder happens. And it's so loud. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? No. And for the first time ever, I walked out of the theater as well. I was like, I'm done. I left.
You didn't finish?
I did go back yesterday and finished it. I went back. I timed it pretty much exactly, seeing the Leatherman with the first kill again. But I invested 2 separate movie of the week tickets because that first night I just couldn't do it. So that speaks at least to my first thoughts on the first act.
That's
But I'll kick it over to Brian to talk about his.
That's actually a great segue. I've only ever wanted to walk out of. This will now be the 3rd movie ever. The one was, I think it was the 2016 Suicide Squad, that Exorcist Believer one, and this one. And this one was so much more like being like, I should just fucking leave. And I literally only dug it out because I was like, they already saw it. Do it. And again, similar theater thing. I was alone in the theater up until Nicole Kidman walked out, and these 2 dudes walked in. However, I had moved up a little bit because I thought I was alone, and then they were kind of like close to me, so I just like moved back because I don't need to be hovering on them. Yeah. Again, never do this in the theater. Once the movie fucking ended, we actually talked about how fucking shite that was, and one of the kids actually fell asleep, and another guy who didn't goes like, honestly, bro, he got the better end of the deal. Look, recency bias. And I don't want to be hyperbolic because I think I was just annoyed. You know, I mean, it's fresh. I get that. I hated everything about this movie. This movie fucking sucked at everything. And for any, like, the only thing I could maybe go like silver lining would be like the neon shit or maybe a couple of fight scenes. But the thing is, he's done that shit before, and it wasn't even as good as the other ones. Like, I kind of felt like I was getting pranked watching this movie, especially like with a lot of the like scenes when it was, I don't know,
the space dimension, the crystal space dimension.
That was the dancing lady.
Yeah, that sucked. Again, a lot of layers. This one. The parts I really thought I was being pranked was when it was Sophia Thatcher, the main character, and then her stepmom,
Havana Rose,
and then
stepmom,
the other girl who I can only imagine. I'm assuming she's sleeping with the director. I don't know how she.
Kristen Forsyth.
I don't feel bad saying that because she was awful, and actually they were all awful. And some of the I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I'm getting excited. I'm getting too excited. It was. I've never been so bored and so annoyed in my life. Like to the point where by the end, I was like, oh my fucking God, just fucking be over. It's the longest hour and 45 minutes of my life. Whatever you think you could do with your time, you should do it instead of watching this movie. Watch paint dry. Fucking stub your toe against a wall. Again, it's fresh on the mind. I'm sure I'll see a worse movie, but like, oh my God.
I would say my experience. So I got to do something that like I never do, and unless I'm watching it at home, and I kind of pulled out my phone and I took notes of my thoughts because I was alone in there.
You might as well.
And
Nobody's
I like to do that. And also, at a certain point, after I stopped trying to figure the movie out, I started like laughing a lot at some of the stuff. And then, because after I'd committed, right, I think like Saturday, random time, I was like, it's too late because I already I was like, I got to make him do it because I had to do it. Last time going to a movie blind completely.
Micah, before you finish, I was literally watching because I was clipping stuff for TikTok and Instagram. The end of last episode, you were literally like between, I forget what the other movie was. You were
Sheep
like
in a
50,
box. Yeah, that would have been
You were
tough.
50-50. Was that one worse? I don't know.
Yeah. When Charles Melton started speaking Japanese, I was like, we were going to be listening to Japanese either way.
Yeah.
But my first note was, let's talk about Kristen Forsyth with the line readings, which I didn't really love. I don't think there's a lot to love here, honestly. But in her defense, her every line, like she was giving it her all. It's not quite like, I'm a huge fan of Megalopolis, which people also thought was like the worst movie that I've ever seen. People walking out, all that stuff. I don't have the kind of sympathy for this movie that I have for that, but I feel for the actors, and she's going for it. My first note, this is when I was like, all right, fuck it, I would take notes because this is insane. Her line delivery after they're getting costumed, I think, by the two witches or something, and they prick her, and she's like, oh, it's good luck? Prick me,
in the
bitch.
eye.
And I was like, oh, right. What are we talking about? And I was just like baffled from the beginning. I was like, what? Like, so there's this weird scene right at the beginning. They're in like the lobby of this hotel, and I thought her and Sophie Thatcher were gonna like hook up. Turns out they're coworkers. It was like a weird scene, and then Havana Lou comes out of nowhere and is like, I'm her stepmom, and you're like, what? And it was just very strange. And then the dad's line of, that's why they say take care of your daughters, or he will. And I was like, what the fuck? Just line after line of the one where Kristen's like, I didn't expect him to be like that one, babe. And I was like, what is this dialogue? Did she like riff that one?
What was that one about that? He's like, who's that guy, Nico? And he's like, there was it caught me off guard. He's like, and there was just a fetus. I'm like, I was like, I must have zoned out.
They chose the guy with the thickest accent to deliver a pretty crucial line. I was like,
in a movie that's boring. So
on
I was like,
a fetus?
Yeah.
What was he doing to the fetus? Yeah, that was like, I was like, and they dropped it and I went back.
And Nico, that's the guy from Babylon.
Yes, it is.
I haven't seen him since then. Maybe I just have like not remembered him in another movie, but I haven't seen him since. And I'm like, why are you in jail for every movie you do now? Like that.
Listen, I think you're gambling. Like, surely he's gonna get the drive magic again. It's been 15 years.
Well, I mean, I liked some of his stuff. He, did a TV show with
Oh yeah, he did do that.
Miles Teller that I liked. I even liked Neon Demon. Like whatever. But
I feel like those are the ones that were like, because post Drive, right? Like there were a couple of ones that weren't not as much acclaim.
He did two with Gosling. The second Gosling one, Only God Forgives.
Only God Forgives. And I feel like you could be like, oh, Drive was Drive, and you could be like, like there was a lot to love here. I don't think it's the case. I saw an interview where he goes like, polarizing is good. Fuck you, Nick. This does not count. I don't count that. And I really want to emphasize before I forget I think the composer should be banned.
Every time there was that riff.
Yeah.
It's like dramatic violin. Interrupted.
Okay. Before we keep going down this like kind of random scene rabbit hole, I would like to attempt to create a coherent story out of what we watched.
I like this.
I think, and I had to source, because this is where I was like, I'm going to have to play devil's advocate. Let me start thinking. All right, here we go. I love this. Bring out the whiteboard. I love it.
I'm getting a whiteboard out for any audio listeners, because
movie nobody will ever see.
I want to figure out. I've been trying to piece together this too because I had no idea where we were.
I feel like I have what I think, but I feel like Mike, you probably have a better grasp.
All right, here we go. All right, so pretty clearly, judging by how every woman that dies by having your chest ripped open by the Leatherman, her last words are always "daddy."
Daddy.
You know what I mean? A lot of daddy stuff going on. So I think this movie is pretty overtly, but not coherently, about daddy issues, which has the literal, she's got problems with her father, and then because it's a weird, sexy, sexual movie, has that like sexual connotation as well. So I think that Private K is kind of like a sucker punch in her mind that he's not real because he's in the past, like clearly, like why would that uniform's old, there's like a jukebox, right? He goes there's like selling dolls that it's like strange, like it's in the past, right? He's got that comic book of the movie that they're making, and the only time he interacts with anything in the main story is when Sophie Thatcher is also there. Like, so at the end of the movie, he helps defeat the Leatherman, but then she finishes him off, and that's the only time. And then he gets his ghost daughter back from the Leatherman, and they both disappear.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that's like the dad she wants, and the Leatherman is like the dad she has. And yeah, I think that's like the story.
That makes a lot more sense because from when I was watching, right, I'm kind of being like, okay, like I guess that makes way more sense in my thing originally because like I'm like because I did see that there's always a scene when she has his jacket and the lighter. Now what you're saying makes way more because initially I'm like, oh, maybe
where'd the lighter come from?
They met in hell and like his daughter had already died, but it's like more like the peace because he saved daughter. But it makes more sense that like he's kind of a maybe he was looking for his daughter back in the day, but it's more like her embodiment of like saving
a dad that's like seeking his daughter, defends women, versus the dad she has that's like married to her best friend and preying on like just collecting young women and I guess buying
unhealthy
fetuses.
Relationship between you and your stepmom. It's just like
it's so strange.
To that, the relation that sorry, keep going. You're on.
No, what were you gonna say, Eric?
Like, I get that when you spell it that way, that makes sense to me because I'm trying to understand similarly like how L and Private K are even somewhat related and how they ended up in the same room at the end.
I mean, you can get real. I saw someone say you can get like Galaxy Brain to be like L, the letter L, K, the letter K, next to each other in the alphabet. They're the same.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah. And what was her dad's name? J?
Oh.
Here's the thing, though.
Like,
who fucking cares? This is my problem.
Yeah. and that's like kind of my whole thing is like, all right, sure. Like, that's fine. Why was Kay in the room, like the nightclub, punching the glass when the other girl dies? Like,
because I think if we're following my theory, it's because Sophie Thatcher's character L is currently occupied and not able to help that girl, and so then neither is Kay, who doesn't exist.
Yeah, I can get that.
Okay. It make a whole lot of sense, and that scene itself is wild for so many reasons. But
here's my deal about like why I say who fuck cares. It's like, okay, let's say Nico himself was here. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't really like your movie. Like, what was going on here? And he goes, oh, you didn't get it. And he explains it maybe just like you did. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. The movie still fucking sucked. You know what I mean?
It doesn't have to work.
No, but like I still
this
like
is the point of the game.
You like logical. Like I do like to be able to like be like, oh, now I get it. But like,
I mean, getting it doesn't make it good. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
no one's trying to say the movie's good. I'm playing devil's advocate.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I was walking out being like, I because I didn't care to get it. I was like, I don't think I got it, so I wasn't gonna try to get it. So I actually am glad that you explained. I like getting it, but it's also like if he was like, see, you just didn't get my movie. I'm like, you're right, but also like
and so to keep on with Micah's track, like, yeah, we see the one scene where Elle goes into her dad's room and is wearing a leather jacket. And see, that scene, pretty, I'm like, who's the Leatherman? All right, it's her dad. And I was trying to figure out, all right, is it like, is it actually her dad? Is it to Micah's point, like the
daddy
thought of her dad, like what she thinks
daddy
of her
issues personified? I don't know.
Yeah, the personification of
could be like the
daddy
dad, the fake, the dad, like it's the thing that's bringing these girls down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It makes sense.
Hurting dads that hurt their daughters in emotional ways. Fucking your best friend.
He comes with the mist. That's just a way to.
The mist part, I wrote down maybe 2 or 3 times. What is the mist?
Yeah. What is the? Also, when they see the first girl get murdered across, when I walked out the first time,
one good scene in the movie.
Yeah, you see the woman across the other
at
apartment
a different
building.
high rise.
Yeah, a different high rise, which you had seen her dad just walk out of the building. So then it's either the personification of her dad or her dad actually goes over there and fucks someone across the street or kills them. I don't know.
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Micah.
No, I was just agreeing with Eric. It's the way he kills him is just 2 hands directly to the sternum and then just rip it open. Crazy.
You're definitely onto something, Mike. Because think about the way, I don't remember her character's name, the stepmom, and so we had that.
Just call her
character.
actress name Havana.
I mean, I guess it definitely seems like the way they're just going against each other, all about the the approval, the the recognition of this daddy character. She's like, you fuck Nico. What would your father think? So she's like, I'm gonna fuck Nico now. How do you like it? It's where you think they'd be like, I think actually we both need to reevaluate our relationship with this mutual guy.
Yeah, it's 2 questions. Is hooking up and marrying your friend's dad, does that end the friendship?
Yeah,
probably. Does cheating on him get the friendship back? We've learned the answer is no.
And she got her back by fucking the same guy and then doing that.
I don't know if she. Oh yeah, she got
Taste
it.
The soap. That was great. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That was. I mean, is it a movie I've selected if someone's not coming?
Oh God, I forgot about are you talking about The Void?
What was that movie called?
Enter the Void?
Enter the Void.
Enter the Void, yeah. That's funny.
The thing is, about that movie, or even, I'd say Resurrection, but that one is a little more coherent. Where it's even if like you said, even if I don't get exactly what's going on, story's not going, I was on board with The Void, and especially with Resurrection. Even when The Void got a little bit more, we're just, going around the brothel.
Just floating around.
Yeah.
But, there were so many, great scenes where, this one, I'm I can't even be whoa, the cinematography's going. I'm like, bro, you're, ooh, neon. You've done it. Yeah. He's done it 8 times. It makes me retroactively not like Drive as much. Because I'm yeah, you won't, this, it's all downhill from here.
Well,
you guys have oh, sorry. What were you going to say, Eric?
I don't know. I haven't watched too many of his films. What was that other one? Neon.
And Neon Only Demon. God Forgives, Neon Demon. There's a couple others.
His way of directing actors just to have a lack of emotions. I know that was the character for Drive. Gosling's character was to have a lack of emotions. But I'm watching Sophie Thatcher, and I'm like, geez, man. She kind of has her tweak out moment at the end, but it's also the pace of the movie just meanders. It slogs. The dialogue is slogging. They start barking at each other. I'm getting pissed off.
You speak wolf?
Yeah, I was like, all right,
that
what
was their
are we
secret
doing?
friendship language.
Oh, also, Eric, you brought up a good point because I haven't seen Drive in a while, but one, the score and the soundtrack slaps, which this one did not. 2, Gosling is the stoic figure, but and there's probably others in the movie that I'm blanking on, but he has Bryan Cranston and Carey Mulligan who are given good performances off of him. So if you have Sophie Thatcher going I'm not going to talk off of. Listen, I'm sure they're very talented ladies, but these performances just weren't it, and I'm like, oh my. I feel like I was being pranked at some points. I'm in the chair, I'd be like, all right, this is not a real movie, right?
The 2 witches, the one dancing.
I think the scene where it's the first time you see Charles Melton and he spots what I thought was a woman getting murdered by the Leatherman, and he looks up at her in the window and then kind of walks away around a corner. I was like, what's up with that? I thought you were the anti-Leatherman man. And then that's not what was happening. Anyway, he finds a woman who's chained up, goes inside to free her against the Yakuza. And before he fights this big fat guy who had a crazy pair on him, that was crazy. It's like Charles Melton spamming like tough guy moves. I think he like does this. He does the fist pumping, like he cocks both fists.
With the
he
scars
does
in the
this.
back.
As the other guy just takes one piece of clothing off, and I was like, this guy's stripping. Charles Melton is like spamming every tough guy move, and then like I'm like, all right, now they're gonna fight, and the guy walks over slowly to like a what is that, like a jukebox, starts playing music. I was like, oh, come on, we got It does just meander.
No, also like like it felt like, where like, you'd watch like a show or like a comedy movie and they'd be like making fun of like some art house thing where they'd be like, so where are you from? Like he just would stand there being like, and then he'd be like, thank you, and they'd leave and they'd be like, who is that? The saddest man in the city. Like, oh my god. This movie's only an hour 45. It's on my list of longest movies ever. Just ahead of fucking Songbirds and Snakes. But that one is at least 2.5.
Yeah. I like that you brought up that scene because I was reading the dialogue on the screen because I was getting pissed at the dialogue. And I'm reading it and I'm like, all right, if this wasn't in Japanese and someone was saying this in English, like people would be throwing their like popcorn at the screen. I think like that's the saddest man, but it's in Japanese. In the theater, so it's just me. So I will say I don't want to keep harping on my theater experience. The second time I went back, people probably thought I was insane because I come in half an hour into the movie. Now there were people, but there was an older woman that I didn't realize because I kind of came and like snuck into my seat. She was sitting right behind me, and she walks out like with 30 minutes left. Yeah, she walks out with 30 minutes left. And then with 10 minutes off, walks back in. And she looked pretty old. And then she comes back behind me. I think she dropped something because she was just crawling around behind me. And at this point, the Leatherman and Charles Melton are fighting. So I'm like kind of trying to like look back and see if I could spot something. But also like, all right, I need to know how this ends. Like I've invested 2 tickets into figuring out what happens to the Leatherman. And I mean, we can keep talking about the movie in general. I don't understand why she got offered the Leatherman's gloves at the end. What does that mean?
She's the Leatherman.
Is she the Leatherman? I don't get it. I don't
know. I don't care.
So she can continue the cycle, I assume. I have no idea.
I guess like the poison drips through with family, but I don't understand who the witches are. Every time that girl that dances came on screen, I got pissed off.
There's like this little montage where they just kind of, it's like a weird dream. It's like, I think it's right after Charles Melton gets punished for fighting the Yakuza. So they strip him and they start whipping him. And that's intercut with Sophie Thatcher having like a dream as she just moans daddy over and over again. And I got to say, that one scene was kinkier than all of Wuthering Heights. I was like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
That was a weird ass scene too, because like what he said, he comes out after he kills the dudes and they're like, the Yakuza's one thing, but the Japanese police force won't forgive. And I'm like, it just feels like a interrogation room activity. Not they're like,
we got the one street, man. We get the one street.
They're like, get on the car. Mm-hmm. He's like holding the light between.
That's what you get for not protecting your daughter.
I can solve a lot of your city's problems. Streetlights. There you go. You're welcome. I'm like, this is the most pointless city. It's like he's walking around. Everyone's all mysterious smoking. I'd love one guy to be like, hey, I'm looking for the ramen bar. Or they're in Japan, right? So it's like anything. Just doing something normal, like being like, hey, I got lost on the way to my hotel. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm starting to agree with Micah's take more and more because when she puts on the leather coat and she finds the lighter, and that's the lighter that Kay has. So
he's definitely right.
The thought that it's like this is her imagination of like the father
that she
actually
to save her, right?
Yeah, her dad coming to save her. So because at the end there, when Kay finds his ghost daughter, I'm like, is that her? They're doing a bit of like showing her face and showing Sophie's face.
It makes a lot of sense because like the way even Sorry, I'm gonna cut you up, but like Private K, the way he's walking around, like it seems like like you know what I mean,
he's like in a movie almost,
like a movie. Yeah. Like she has been in this hell, her private hell, for God knows how long.
Whoa.
And she probably, especially when she was younger, was probably like imagining her dad walking the streets, busting chins in, looking for her, and like that was probably a comfort. Like after you said that, Micah, I'm like, yeah, that's spot on. Because like this dude wasn't. You can't. He'd be so court-martialed. They'd be like, yeah, get your ass back to base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, his daughter at the end is dressed like them when they cut to that scene of them filming the movie, which like you never see any. It was like it's the hard cuts that they do, and they're just like you got to figure out when and where we are. I was like, why are we in space right now? Is this real? Because it's like in the future. So I'm like, can they go to space? But it's the movie, I assume, and they're all dressed up like space dolls. And then even
movie looks like shit.
The fake movie they're filming doesn't make sense because they're all piloting in the spaceship together and they crash and then they try and kill her. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Eric, I don't know if this landed for you. Mike, I don't know if you saw this, but like news shrubs. But when the fake movie, the movie they were filming was, do you remember it's season 6 of Community where they try to capitalize on Chang being a celebrity and they try to film that shitty sci-fi movie? It literally looked like that. Like,
Blorgons and
Blorgons, like they have like the one like green screen footage of Chang. They're trying to like loop into the it's like
yeah.
It's like, I don't think this movie's gonna save us. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I don't know who's gonna see this.
Yeah,
the future they don't have. It's bleak.
It's dimly lit and misty.
Yeah, it was just like glowing gems and like the mist.
Like Blade Runner,
but not the mist, but a different mist.
Some mist that's everywhere.
Everyone lives on at least the 25th floor. No lower, never lower.
It's interesting you bring up like Community or even something like that because I could see this if they cut out the fat and the slow walking. Like this parallels like as much as I like Denis like Blade Runner 2049, like this parallels like the slow walking in that movie. But at least that's tasteful.
Mike hated Blade Runner.
Rivera?
Pasquale?
No, Pasquale.
Pasquale.
We saw it with him.
I know, but to be fair, that was like a decade ago. I feel like I'm willing to give another.
I watched it on the plane because it was. I knew it was a long movie.
The way it's meant to be seen.
I knew it was gonna be a long movie, but I would say my point about
again, you'd probably like it. Sorry.
My point about the TV show is like this could have been like a Black Mirror episode or something, like an hour long, like cut out 40 minutes of bullshit, like probably streamline it and you get maybe a more coherent story. Yeah. But like as this was where the way they pulled it out, this just did not hit the mark.
I couldn't even believe how like some of the dialogue was like a movie that wasn't that interesting to begin with, but like they've got a scene where like you're kind of like, ooh, like something's going on, and then I think the longest scene in the movie for me was they're on that balcony. It's the stepmom and that. I don't remember what they're fucking talking about, but they're like arguing. They're like, you think you mean anything to me? I'm like, I don't care, and your Blade Runner skyline looks cheap.
Yeah, their whole relationship was strange. Because they were best friends. Yeah. And then she gets with her dad, and then Sophie tries to who kisses who at like right before she hooks up with Nico at that party. I have no idea.
I think she kisses him.
She's like, I don't want you. She threatens her with the cake knife, which I don't know what that was gonna do. And then she comes in with the hatchet and she's like, you brought a knife to a hatchet fight? And then
yeah.
Oh wow! All right, just a bit of a mess. I couldn't believe my eyes. I laughed out loud.
Can't really high road you, Mike. But mine were at least at home. You could pause it. Not like Gamer.
No, this is one of those ones. This is one of those ones that I am at the end of the day. The stories coming out of this and the laughs we're getting from it, like definitely worth the 2 times. 2 times for me is like the most I'll ever.
If I'd been with because he's moved.
Hey, we're gonna take 3 to go with there.
Never. Rather sit.
My big concern coming out of it is that you would take Riley, and I was like, maybe not.
I think if I had been with a friend, but this has been a tough convince because there was only showings at like 10 and 10:30 p.m.
I saw you. I was like, what are these? Yeah, I had to like.
No, like there was like some downtown in like the middle of the day, which now would have worked, but at the time wouldn't. So then they were like. It was only like a 10 at one theater, a 10:30 at the other, and I'm like, all right. Which, like, again, is fun when you're like, we're going to see the Odyssey or something cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was home before 1, and I was still like, holy fuck.
Yeah. I was looking at my watch the second go around, like
I picked
a
up my
lot.
phone. I picked up my phone, and I was like, there's no way that was only a half hour. I'm like, I never pick up my phone in the theater, and I'm like, holy shit.
Just
The dudes up front
bizarre.
were taking shots, and I had half a mind to be like, hey, yo.
I think you could have. You guys bonded at the end, yeah.
I should have. I didn't realize his buddy fell asleep. I should have. I'd be like, yo, bro, can I get some?
Let me get in on that.
Yeah,
That's
you big dog.
crazy.
You trying to split this popcorn, big dog? I'll trade you.
Well, how many out of 10 would you guys give this? Because that was probably, if you had to pick like a worst scene,
Wolf.
I
No.
would say, I think it was like the clothes spitting scene, because it was like line after line of just some of the most heinous dialogue I've ever heard.
There was one scene, I can't remember when it was, where like it's like that heinous dialogue you're talking about, and then like one of them like walks in, like opens the door, and then apparently whoever is composing this woke up and went, "Oh fuck!" Just like hitting the button. Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I didn't know how to Mike's point from earlier, I thought the movie was starting with this hookup. And then the stepmom comes in and we're learning a little bit about that. And I think Sophie Thatcher's introduction to who her dad was, where he lights the cigarette and he's kind of walking around. She's like, if you think he's being sincere with you, he is. And it was just it was like a 5-minute long introduction. I was like, I have no idea what's going on and I'm pissed. And so like that, I think that for me, it was like, I then and there, I was like, I think I might leave, but you know, I mean, I gotta finish this, and then when
Mike,
people
I
behind me
checked.
got out,
I picked up my phone and I logged onto the site, and I was like, if I see this on the trending movies, I am fucking skedaddling. It wasn't. Also, I feel like Sophia Thatcher tough. I mean, I wasn't a huge companion fan. Oh, Sophie Thatcher. I wasn't a huge companion fan, but like I know she did a good job, and like it was a popular movie. It was fun. I don't know if this
was on that TV show Yellow Jackets.
I know this wasn't like it's
I think she's got some stuff lined up too. Yeah.
She'll be fine.
She's like
just like more
like a bit of a scream queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing because nobody's gonna see this movie, which is a hit to like her marketability, I guess, for studios. But like, it is to me, it is an offensive movie. It's an offensive movie to me, and I'm like offended by. Unfortunately, like it
is offensive.
Yeah, I don't like this. Usually, like Supergirl, I'm like, oh, Millie didn't do anything that bad, but I'm like, Sophie, maybe it's not your fault because the director's telling you to act this way. I was pretty pissed off at you and this. And
the worst part about this movie is that, like, if let's say like it's on Netflix, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like scene after scene of like women standing still, posed, talking vaguely about the Leatherman.